right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Heartland Championship Wrestling. My name is Dave Little, and we are coming to you live from the Dave Cave with action from Patriot Championship Wrestling. Good evening to Neil Lau, first in line as always. The number one fan of the Heartland is in the house. Jim Lawrence getting here to watch live. Good to see you too, my man, as we are ready for some action from the Toronto Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Brought to you live here on the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network from the Dave Cave. Before we came to air, well, for starters, we've got a main event tonight for the Patriot Heavyweight Championship as the defending champion, the superstar Billy Graham, accompanied by the Grand Wizard of Wrestling, has come north of the border to defend his championship against a formidable opponent indeed in one Ed Strangler Lewis. Graham and Lewis in our main event. Also tonight, a number one contenders match for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship as Terry Bam Bam Gordy takes on Patriot Championship Wrestling's own Kurt Angle. The winner of that match will earn a title shot against Pat Patterson on May the 3rd in Cincinnati. Also tonight, the Road Warriors in action, as well as a no disqualification grudge match to start things off. But before we go to our first televised match of the night, we will recap our dark matches. The show opened with Buddy Rogers, still nursing an injury, but successful in defeating Bullet Bob Armstrong with the figure 4 grapevine to start the show. Next, it was the team of Don Curtis and Mark Lewin getting the victory over the Fantastics, Tommy Rogers and Bobby Fulton, in tag team action as Mark Lewin earned the submission victory with the sleeper hold on Bobby Fulton. Rowdy Roddy Piper then came to the ring and defeated Butch Reed, the Hacksaw, by the sleeper hold. And just before we came to air, it was Vader, Big Van Vader, with the pinfall victory over Angelo Mosca after a released powerbomb. So that brings you up to date. Jim Lawrence doing good, reffing a show tomorrow. Got a rare Saturday night off from wrestling. So Jim, do tell us all about your show that you will be refereeing tomorrow. Always love to hear the exciting things happening in the real world of professional wrestling, above and beyond what happens here on the gaming table in the Dave Cave. And with that, we are ready to get things started. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with no time limit and no disqualification. This is a grudge match, as the aggression has been building between these two men, and they will square off here tonight in Toronto to settle the score. Coming to the ring first, accompanied to the ring by Gary Hart. Out of the nation of Uganda, he stands at 6'5" and weighs 365 pounds. This is KAMALA, the Ugandan giant. KAMALA, of course, unsuccessful in his bid to become the President of the United States, has returned to his roots in wrestling, and he is now here in a grudge match under the tutelage of one Gary Hart. And his opponent comes to you out of Ravenna, Nebraska, standing at 6 foot tall, weighing 185 pounds. This is the Nebraska Tiger Man, John PESEK. So PESEK to take on KAMALA here in grudge match action. One may say that PESEK may have more guts than brains, coming across the ring from a man nearly 200 pounds heavier. 185 to 365 is the weight differential. PESEK, of course, a master of technical wrestling and all sorts of submission maneuvers at his disposal. We'll see if he can take out the Ugandan giant here tonight in Toronto as we get things rolling. The opening initiative roll goes to KAMALA. And it is KAMALA starting things off with a wild forearm, and that staggers Big John PESEK, or Tiger Man. And now the Ugandan nerve pinch. The Ugandan nerve pinch has been applied by KAMALA. Will he be able to force the submission here? The submission roll will be 3 or lower, and on a roll of 9, PESEK able to survive, getting back up to one knee and trying to fight his way out of the nerve pinch. And KAMALA now is going to go to the bear hug. This is a choice G maneuver, choice G. So he can go with a roll of 9 or lower to connect on the bear hug. And on a roll of 7, the bear hug is cinched in. And PESEK is suffering. After further review by Steve Tower is here. And KAMALA is in control now, going to the chest claw, working the chest claw to great effect. And now it is KAMALA with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes the Tiger Man, and on a roll of 6, it's the drop down. He comes off the other way and eats a big elbow from KAMALA. PESEK now hurt once again, staggering back. And KAMALA is again now this time going to go for a bite. He's just going to bite him. On a roll of 9 or lower, he is successful in getting his teeth sunk into PESEK. And PESEK has had enough. PESEK is going to try and counter that with a half Nelson scoop slam. That's a power move, and that ain't going to work against a man 200 pounds bigger. So KAMALA maintains the offensive with a whip to the, thought about a whip to the turnbuckle. Thought better of that, and instead is going to pat his belly and just stomp on John PESEK. And KAMALA follows that up with another wild forearm. This time he misses. And it is PESEK coming back with a headlock and a cross trip, taking KAMALA down to the mat. KAMALA first to his feet. And KAMALA comes at him. And oh, he's got that Ugandan nerve pinch cinched in once again. PESEK suffering under the power of this big man KAMALA. And now he's going to bite him again. Another bite. And PESEK is going to have to be sure his shots are up to date, as he is hurt by the bite from KAMALA, the Ugandan giant, and now a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes PESEK, and on a roll of 8, it is another big back elbow from KAMALA, who stuns John PESEK. And now he follows that up with a big knife-edge chop across the chest. PESEK again going to try and fire back, this time a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes KAMALA, and on a roll of 4, it is KAMALA who bounces off the turnbuckle and nails John PESEK with a skull-splitting running lariat. And down goes PESEK yet again. PESEK slowly getting to his feet. KAMALA's on him. KAMALA with a big scoop slam, taking PESEK back down to the mat. Following that up with another bite, and another bite to PESEK, and he is hurting, not getting anything done here. Now another whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes PESEK, and oh, this time on a roll of 3, it is PESEK with an inside cradle. PESEK with the inside cradle. Not able to get a pinfall there, but PESEK will take over as KAMALA kicked out. But PESEK now is going to prevent KAMALA from escaping the ring, and instead it is going to be another whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes KAMALA, and a big kick from PESEK stuns KAMALA. And now PESEK with a big waistlock takedown, putting KAMALA down on the canvas. And now a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes KAMALA. On a roll of 7, that is a drop down. KAMALA coming off the other way, and on a roll of 10, it is the power roll. And of course, KAMALA has the big power advantage here. He takes over again on PESEK, and again going back to that Ugandan nerve pinch. The Ugandan nerve pinch doing its damage to PESEK, and now a double thrust to the throat delivered by PESEK, and the referee can't do nothing about it. This is a no disqualification matchup. And now KAMALA attempting a scoop slam. PESEK gets out the back door of that. And it is PESEK who takes down KAMALA and gets him into a lateral press key lock. Submission move applied here. Will we see a submission on 3 or lower? We will not. as PESEK finally able to put KAMALA down and work some of that submission magic. Here is a double wrist lock. KAMALA not quite sure how to manage his way out of a double wrist lock. Slowly getting to his feet, and PESEK just takes him right back down again to the canvas, face down. PESEK in control here, and now going back to that lateral press key lock, but KAMALA quickly now able to get over to following the voice of Gary Hart, getting to the side of the ring. PESEK quickly is on him with another headlock and an attempted cross trip, trying to take KAMALA back down. KAMALA powers his way back out of that and nails PESEK again with another knife edge chop. And now it is a whip to the ropes by KAMALA, and off the ropes comes PESEK, and KAMALA just overpowers him and slams him body on body, taking PESEK back down to the canvas. And now the Ugandan nerve pinch applied yet again. That painful move, but PESEK seems to be withstanding that okay. Here's another double thrust to the throat. PESEK taking all kinds of punishment, but keeps on coming back for more. Big body slam by KAMALA. Now both men to their feet, and KAMALA tries a savate kick and misses. And PESEK able to take advantage of that opening with a double leg takedown. Again, both men getting to their feet, and this time it is KAMALA with a big headbutt. PESEK going to fire right back. PESEK now with another double leg takedown, putting KAMALA down to the canvas. KAMALA getting up slowly. Here's a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes KAMALA, and he sidesteps a charging PESEK, and PESEK tumbles out of the ring and down to the arena floor. We're not going to see any shenanigans yet, but on the arena floor, it is KAMALA winning the brawl with an Irish whip into the ring barricade. PESEK smashing hard into the ring barricade, and KAMALA will be in control when PESEK gets back into the ring. And here's the chest claw. The chest claw. PESEK going out of the ring again to get out of the chest claw. And this time it is PESEK who is going to win the brawl on the arena floor with a drop toe hold onto the ring steps. KAMALA was coming at him. PESEK cleverly sidestepped him. Drop toe hold, and KAMALA crashing face first onto the ring steps. He is stunned. And now action continues out of the ring as PESEK is getting desperate to make something happen here. We go to our out of the ring shenanigans chart brought to you by John PESEK. He's going to try and set up a table. Not what we were expecting out of this match. And on a roll of 3, the table has been set up. There is a table now set up at ringside, but both men are going to return to the ring. And we'll do a gut check here to see who gets the offense. It is KAMALA first back into the ring on the offense. And it is KAMALA going to go for that big bear hug once again on a roll of 9 or lower, and he cinches it in. He is not going to be able to make PESEK submit, but KAMALA is going to follow that up once again with the Ugandan nerve pinch. And once again, it is PESEK out of the ring and down to the arena floor. But KAMALA is after him, and KAMALA just drops PESEK stomach first across the security railing. PESEK hurting now. KAMALA back in control, and he is going to the Ugandan splash. The Ugandan splash has been applied, and now we have a 2-die mechanic, and on a roll of 11, he is going to go up for a top rope splash. KAMALA going to the top rope for a big splash. The pinfall now is 7, and on a roll of 10, PESEK able to kick out. I don't believe PESEK kicked out of the top rope splash. KAMALA also in disbelief. KAMALA is going to pitch him out of the ring once again and down to the arena floor. And on a roll of 8, it is KAMALA again winning the brawl with an Irish whip into the ring steps. So the ring steps are taking some punishment in this match. KAMALA back in control. And now he's going to go for the Ugandan splash again. And now he's going to the top rope once again. The pin roll here is 8 or lower. And on a roll of 8, he got him. So KAMALA is your winner, to the surprise of really no one. But give PESEK credit. He put up a good fight and will not withstand the bullying. But KAMALA is your winner, And PESEK tastes defeat by way of a top rope splash. Gary Hart very happy about that turn of events. And he's going to stand over and give John PESEK a piece of his mind. Some verbal abuse being dealt by Gary Hart toward John PESEK, but no further aggression will take place here. Gary Hart's a man with an agenda, and John PESEK is no longer worth his time as he leads KAMALA away from the ring victorious. All right, so that is our first grudge match for tonight. Our opening televised contest has taken place. Congratulations to KAMALA, the Ugandan Giant, for the win. Let's catch up on the chat room. Jim Lawrence will be working tomorrow night with Shane Douglas. How about that? Doing some old school studio wrestling taping for the real life Appalachian Championship Wrestling. And now we have solo promoter Grant Pachoco joining us with a big woo! And after further review with Steve Tower. Good to see you, my man, Steve. Looking forward to DigitalDenice.con in a few weeks. Got to have a Duggan versus DiBiase head-to-head. I will be sure and have both of those cards in my collection. And since, while we have a moment, I did get a chance to go last weekend and spend the day, at least on Saturday, at IndyCon in Auburn, Indiana. Courtesy of St. Patrick. Had about 30 folks in attendance at IndyCon. Got to see and do a lot of cool stuff there. Let's see, I started my day with John Turnbull looking at baseline basketball. I enjoyed that game. We played a game from the NCAA tournament from the year 2020. And if I recall correctly, it was UCLA and, oh gosh, I can't remember, Creighton, possibly. But good game. Baseline Basketball. Powder Blue Sports is the publisher of that. It's a free download. Take a moment and check that out when you have the chance. Got to see matchup football. St. Patrick created the matchup football game, and I got to see Marco Scola and the Michigan Wolverines take on Brock Riblett and the Ohio State Buckeyes. And unfortunately, it was the Buckeyes coming up on the short end of that one by a score of 38-37. My man Brock got the game-tying touchdown in the final minute, decided to go for two. We were all behind him all the way, and C.J. Stroud got taken down behind the line of scrimmage on a bootleg, and the Wolverines, the evil Wolverines, came through with the victory. Also spent some time with Gary Brown from Stone Mountain Press, learning to play Stone Cold Hockey, and picked up a copy of Stone Cold Hockey for my collection. I'll get a Stone Cold Hockey project on the tabletop soon. And we also had some Filsinger games, Legends of Wrestling, at the IndyCon. Got to play with my new friend Brian Hoxie. Showed him a couple of matches. James Hart also took place in a couple of matches. I think one good match took place between the Midnight Express and the Road Warriors. That was won by the Midnights by disqualification when Road Warrior Animal whacked Bobby Eaton with the video monitor to earn the disqualification in that match. Rowdy Roddy Piper picked up a victory. Actually, I'm sorry, Roddy Piper went down to defeat against the Macho Man Randy Savage by way of the Flying Elbow Smash. And Sergeant Slaughter lost to the Iron Sheik. Iron Sheik doing all kinds of damage with the loaded boots. And Sheik took the victory with the Camel Clutch. That was the action. All exhibition matches at IndyCon 2025. Special thanks to St. Patrick for that fun day. And DigitalDenice.com coming up next month in Connecticut, brought to you by Dave Gardner. Looking forward to that one. Steve Tower will also be in attendance, and it will be Duggan versus DiBiase in Connecticut. So, yeah, looking forward to that. And now we will head back to the ring for our next contest. Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a tag team matchup scheduled for one fall. with a 45-minute time limit. Disqualification rules will be in effect for this one. This is a standard tag team match. Introducing first, led to the ring again by Gary Hart. At a total combined weight of 562 pounds out of Chicago, Illinois, it is Hawk, it is Animal, it is the Road Warriors. So Road Warrior Hawk and Road Warrior Animal making their way down to the ring. The sounds of Iron Man playing overhead, and their opponents from the nation of Canada, local products here in Toronto. The cheers going up. First, he stands at 6'1". He weighs 215 pounds. This is Christian. And his tag team partner, locally out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, standing at 6'4", weighing 240 pounds. This is Edge. Edge and Christian to take on the Road Warriors here. Edge and Christian brought to you by Will Harrison Lineup. Makers of some very fine bootleg cards. I don't know if Will is still doing those at this point. Will had a tremendous run with doing a lot of bootlegs. Of course, he has the Olsen brothers do the statistics, and Warner Muke provides the artwork for these. So these are every bit as legitimate as the Filsinger cards, and so I will use those in some of my federations if I know that they are well made and from a good reliable source. You can't be too careful with bootlegs. Sometimes they can be too jacked up and too powerful, out of proportion to what the standard cards have to offer. But Edge and Christian are here in their home city of Toronto to take on the Road Warriors, and we are ready for action. It will be Christian starting things off against Road Warrior Animal under the watchful eye of Gary Hart at ringside. The Road Warriors have no particular allegiance to Gary Hart other than their allegiance to the paycheck. Gary Hart appears to have cut ties with the great Malenko, but he's got Hawk and Animal on the payroll along with KAMALA, who we saw in our previous match. And now for the benefit of those of you with flash photography, still one of my favorite tag team intros. Edge and Christian, and the opening initiative role goes to Animal. So Christian is on the receiving end of a big press slam. A big press slam delivered by Animal, and Christian is stunned right from the get-go. And Animal is going to follow that up with a blatant chokehold, paying no attention to the previously agreed upon rules as he is choking Christian down. And Animal follows that up. He's continuing to choke him down, and Christian is now down and fighting for breath as Animal has taken over. And Animal now is going to attempt a camel clutch. This is a choice G maneuver. Choice G, those massive arms of Road Warrior Animal. So he will need a roll of 9 or lower to connect on the camel clutch, and on a roll of 8, the camel clutch has been cinched in, and Christian desperately going to try and get over to make the tag and is unable to do so. Road Warrior Hawk coming in for a double team, and on a roll of 7, it is a bone-crunching double clothesline delivered by the Road Warriors. Christian is down, and Hawk is in control now. And Hawk is going to go right to a big gut-wrench suplex, up, over, and down to the canvas hard. Christian again going to try and make the tag, still unable to do so, as Hawk is in control. And Hawk now is going to go for another gut-wrench suplex. He's going to go for the cover. The pin roll here is 3 or lower. And on a roll of 8, Christian able to kick out, but he has taken nothing but punishment from Hawk and Animal. Now Animal coming back in for another double team. And this is a deadly, the chart says deadly, face first double suplex. Animal now going for the cover. The pin roll here is 4. And on a roll of 4, he may get him, unless Edge can do something about it. Edge able to make the pin save just barely ahead of the 3 count. Christian already in big trouble here from the double teaming of the Road Warriors. And now it is Animal going to pitch Christian out of the ring and down to the arena floor. Referee putting on the 10 count, and on a roll of 6, it is Animal who is going to win the brawl on the arena floor with a body slam onto the arena floor. Wow, Christian taking all kinds of punishment in this matchup. Animal now with a boot to the midsection. Christian again desperately trying to make the tag, still unable to do so. Hawk coming back into the ring. And Hawk with a jumping fist drop. Christian still trying to get over and make the tag, and finally able to make the desperation tag to Edge. Edge coming in on fire against Hawk. Edge comes right in with a big suplex, taking Hawk over and down to the canvas. Hawk not able to make the tag. Edge in control. Edge with a flapjack, taking Hawk down to the canvas. Can he make the tag? Yes. Hawk able to make the desperation tag to Road Warrior Animal. And the Road Warrior's back in control. Animal now doing battle with Edge. Animal with a attempt at a bear hug. He's going to need 8 or lower to connect on that. He is able to do so. And Edge able to get the reversal. Edge slips free of the bear hug, and Edge not going to be able to complete the body slam. That's a power move, and Animal again takes control with the blatant chokehold. Referee laying on the count. As Edge not able to make the tag, Animal continues with that blatant chokehold, and now a big scoop slam. Edge getting to his feet. Animal unfazed, catches him with an arm bar, and Edge, with the reversal. Edge coming back with a reversal and another big flapjack delivered by Edge. He's going to go for the cover. The pin roll here is Snake Eyes, and on a roll of 10, Animal able to kick out. But Edge has finally taken control and put the first point of fatigue on to Animal. And now Animal is trying to escape the ring. Edge not going to let that happen. And instead, it is Edge with a half Nelson face buster that takes Animal back down to the canvas. Both men getting to their feet. And it is Edge with a big boot to the face. Animal trying to make the tag and not able to do so. Edge comes back with another half Nelson face buster. Here comes Christian into the ring, and it's going to be a double team for the Canadians, and a running forearm smash delivered by Christian to the massive chest of Animal. Christian now in control. Christian with a spinning heel kick that stuns Animal. Animal still not able to make the tag as Christian maintains his offense with a standing choke on the ropes. Animal powering his way away from that one. Christian is going to tag Edge back into the match. Jay Randis now joining us at ringside as Edge comes in with a big suplex. Animal pops right up from the suplex. No selling that, and Edge with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Animal. And on a roll of 7, it is Edge with a high back body drop, sending Animal down to the canvas once again. Edge now with a attempt at a spinning heel kick. This is a choice B maneuver. He'll need an agility roll of 9 or lower to hit that. He nails the spinning back kick. And again, Animal will not go down. Edge comes at him with a hip toss. Animal back up to his feet. Finally, Animal making the tag back into Road Warrior Hawk. And here comes Hawk into the ring with a neck crank. Edge follows that right back up with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes the Hawk, and another big back body drop delivered by Edge, and it is Hawk hitting the canvas hard. And now the Edge-O-Matic delivered by Edge. Hawk still slowly getting to his feet as Edge stays on him, hits the Edge-O-Matic again, and now Hawk is going to roll out of the ring and down to the arena floor. On the arena floor, on a roll of 4, it is Hawk who grabs Edge by the leg, pulls him out of the ring, and just hurls Edge into the crowd. The fans here in Toronto happy to see Edge, giving him some friendly greetings in the crowd, but Edge focused on the task of getting back into the ring where Hawk is waiting with bad intentions and a gut-wrench suplex suffered by Edge for his troubles. Follow up by Hawk with a big vertical suplex. Edge again getting to his feet. Hawk stays on him. Jumping fist drop. Here comes Animal into the ring for a double team. And on a roll of 3, it is a devastating double team move delivered by Hawk and Animal that will cost Edge a point of fatigue. Gary Hart cheering on his men at ringside as Animal now is in the ring and in control. and he is going to go for a power slam. That's a finisher. The pin roll here 3 or lower. And on a roll of 5, Edge able to kick out, but both Edge and Christian taking punishment in this match as Animal maintains control and pitches Edge out of the ring again. We'll not see any out of the ring shenanigans, and on a roll of 6, it is going to be Animal winning the brawl again and slamming the head of Edge onto the ring apron. Animal going to bring Hawk in for another double team, and on a roll of 8, it is an awesome double neck breaker delivered by the Road Warriors, keeping Edge at bay as Hawk is now in the ring. And Hawk is going to do the over-the-shoulder backbreaker. Thunderous impact by Edge on that shoulder. And now a double clothesline delivered by both of the Road Warriors. That is going to be an add 1 move on Edge. And Hawk is going to go for the cover. The pin roll here 5 or lower. And on a roll of 4, he may get him unless Christian can do something about it, and he cannot. And the Road Warriors are your victors. Hawk and Animal get the victory over Edge and Christian. And it is Hawk with the pinfall victory after a double clothesline that took out Edge and gave the victory to the Road Warriors. And with that victory, the Road Warriors are one step closer to a shot at the Patriot Tag Team Championship. It will be the Road Warriors moving on to a number 1 contenders match against a team we saw earlier tonight, the team of Don Curtis and Mark Lewin. And the winner of that match will earn a title shot at the Patriot Tag Team Championship, currently held by Bruiser Brody and Jimmy Snuka. And who doesn't want to see the Road Warriors take on Brody and Snuka? What a contest that would be. All right, getting back to the chat. For the benefit of those with flash photography, here's Edge flat on his back getting pinned. All right, where's Paul Ellering there? Believe it or not, and Neil, I'm sure you know this, the Filsinger Games has not put out a manager card for Paul Ellering. He's got a wrestling card, but not a manager's card. When Gary Hart was building a stable here in Patriot Championship Wrestling, he brought in the Road Warriors and opened up his checkbook. And he has been guiding the careers of the Road Warriors, mostly as mercenaries, and they finally convinced the boss to give them a tag team run, and they are now in line for a shot at the championship. Also, a comment from Jim Lawrence. I have a Hulk Hogan card that is very overpowered. Of course, everything that Hulk ever did was overpowered. Probably my least favorite wrestler of all time. Either tie between Hulk Hogan and Goldberg in terms of who is my least favorite, just in terms of a complete overhyped, overrated, lack of wrestling ability, and pushed as monster baby faces. Give me Ric Flair any day with his dirty tactics and his ability to engage and entertain the crowd and break the rules from any direction over the monolithic, unidimensional matches put on by Goldberg and by Hulk Hogan and the like back in the day. Anyhow, he has a Hulk Hogan card that's very overpowered. I'd like to find the bootleg cards that WB does the artwork for. I have a couple of Flair, Dusty, Muta, Ron Garvin, and a couple of others. And unfortunately, Will Harrison, who put a lot of those sets together, has kind of dialed back his engagement with the Legends of Wrestling community. And I think it just has to do with his own personal and professional life really taking the front seat. Will, a great guy. Love the guy. Very, very nice fellow. Met him on a number of occasions, but just didn't have time to keep up with the tremendous work that he had done with a lot of bootlegs over the years. And I do not know the current status of those card sets. Anyhow, we are ready for our next contest, and this is a big one. The following contest is a number 1 contenders match for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. As I mentioned, the winner of this match will go on to face Pat Patterson for the title at our May 3rd hype event, Dawn of Destiny 2025 in Cincinnati. So, ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall with no time limit. Disqualification rules will be in effect, as the winner of this match will get a shot at the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. He stands at 6'5". He weighs 289 pounds. This is Terry Bam Bam Gordy. And his opponent hails from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He stands at 6'2". He weighs 237 pounds. He is your reigning North American heavyweight champion. This is Kurt Angle. And Gordy, of course, you're currently reigning Pro Wrestling Mid-America heavyweight champion. So champion versus champion. Neither of their titles are on the line, but the winner of this match will go to Cincinnati for a title shot against Pat Patterson next month at Dawn of Destiny 2025. And now for someone not one-dimensional. Yeah, could work any type of match and make it amazing indeed. And also Kurt Angle, quite the personality, outside the ring as well. Whether he was playing the baby face, I won 2 gold medals with a broken freaking neck, or doing all of his shtick with Stone Cold Steve Austin, Edge and Christian, lots of great fun. Got to meet Kurt Angle a couple years ago when he was a special guest at the Madison Mallards game here in town, and got his autograph on the card, and he called out both the Gable Hall of Fame and the WWE Hall of Fame, where he is rightfully enshrined on both accounts. All right, so we are ready. We're going to go ahead and use our championship dice for this match, since it is a match with very definite championship implications, and it is Terry Gordy winning the opening initiative role. And he comes right out and nails Curt Hennig with a big headbutt. Angle follows that up with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Terry Gordy. And on a roll of 7, that's a reversal. And it's going to be Angle who is thrown into the turnbuckle. And Angle lifts a knee to the head of Terry Gordy as Gordy charged into the corner. Gordy stunned, Angle now in control. And Angle goes right to a backbreaker, taking Gordy down to the mat. And Gordy immediately rolls out of the ring and down to the arena floor. And if Gordy can keep himself from getting disqualified here, he'll be in good shape. And on a roll of 7, that is Gordy, the best man wins roll, getting the better of Angle on the arena floor and Irish whipping Angle into the ring barricade. So Gordy now in the ring and in control. And now going for a big Samoan drop. This is a choice G maneuver, choice G. So he'll need a power roll of 6 or lower to hit that. And Kurt Angle easily able to escape from the Samoan drop, and it is Angle coming back with a power bomb of his own. Angle's going to go for the cover. He's got the matchbook. Pinroll on Snake Eyes. That's not going to happen as Gordy powers his way out. But Angle can catch you from any direction. And now Angle is going to go up for the moonsault. This may or may not be a good idea. It has definitely had variable results in the career of Angle, but on a roll of 8, he hits the moonsault. And again, he's going to go for the cover. The pin roll now is 3. And on a roll of 3, he got him just like that. Kurt Angle is your winner with 2 consecutive moonsaults. Kurt Angle has won the match, and he has won an opportunity to go face Pat Patterson for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. How about that? A surprising result here as Kurt Angle went for broke, went to the moonsault and pinned his man. First it was the power bomb and the matchbook, and before Gordy knew what hit him, Angle came off with the moonsault and got the 3 count for your victory. So your winner and the new #1 contender for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship is Kurt Angle. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for your main event of the evening. This match is scheduled for one fall with a 60-minute time limit. And this match is for the Patriot Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first the challenger. Out of Louisville, Kentucky, he stands at 5'10". He weighs 236 pounds. This is Strangler Lewis. And his opponent comes to you from Paradise Valley, Arizona. He is your reigning and defending Patriot Heavyweight Champion. Standing at 6'4", weighing 275 pounds, accompanied to the ring by the Grand Wizard of Wrestling. This is the superstar Billy Graham. Dwayne Martz makes his entrance into the chat room just in time for tonight's main event championship bout. Welcome to you, Dwayne, my good friend. Always enjoy Dwayne's baseball broadcasts on the Dwayne Martz YouTube network. Check out that wonderful channel, as our Red Sox fan would say. And of course, nobody does anything better than Steve Tower after further review. And all kinds of great stuff on Steve Tower's channel, including History Maker Baseball and a lot of things from the Play.com universe on Steve Tower's channel. And of course, once again this week, Steve, as I am wont to do from time to time, one of the things I like to do when I get in a state of boredom at work is that I like to try and either in phone calls or meetings or emails randomly insert the phrase "after further review" into my professional conversations. And I was able to do that again this week in an email. So, Steve, I was thinking about you this week, and I was looking at some software design proposals. And at first I had some questions, but after further review, I thought it was a good proposal. So thank you, Steve, for your inspiration getting through another week with my nose at the grindstone. And now we are ready for tonight's main event. Superstar Billy Graham and Strangler Lewis. And the opening initiative roll is tied, and that means we go to the Shenanigans book, brought to you by Play.com and Face to the Mat. On a roll of 66, it is going to be Strangler Lewis. And on a roll of 5-6, is he smart? I would say Strangler Lewis is the smarter of the two wrestlers, not distracted by spectacle outside of the ring. Pummels the opponent and scores 2 points. We don't do points, but we'll put Strangler on level 2 offense to start this match. And we'll concoct the storyline that the Grand Wizard of Wrestling was attempting a distraction outside the ring. Lewis didn't fall for it and was able to take advantage of Billy Graham to get the opening edge in this matchup. And right away, it is a double wrist lock applied by Ed Lewis. Caught him from behind, took him right down to the canvas. And Strangler Lewis has quickly taken control. And right away, it's the Strangler's headlock. He is going to go for a submission on the Strangler's headlock. Billy Graham's roll is only a 1, so we'll not need to roll the dice. But yeah, Strangler Lewis, very unique card. He's got a triple finisher with the Strangler's headlock, and it is a 0 finisher. So once he gets you in that headlock, he just grinds you down and grinds you down and grinds you down. We'll see if Billy Graham can endure this. And on a roll of 4, it's the Strangler's headlock again. The submission roll is now 2. And on a roll of 4, Billy Graham able to continue. But Lewis is still on the offensive. We'll see if he can maintain the headlock. And on a roll of 5, I always use the lighter colored roll as the offense. The Strangler's headlock applied again, and now the submission hold is 3. And Graham again able to survive, but that's 3 points of fatigue. And that means it's time for the Grand Wizard of Wrestling to make his presence felt. We go to the manager interference chart. And on a roll of 8, your manager attacks the opponent. Roll disqualification 4. He will not be disqualified, but the opponent fights off the attack and throws the manager out of the ring. So Grand Wizard of Wrestling has been thrown out of the ring, and now it is Lewis taking control once again on level 3 offense. And now it's going to be the out of the ring roll. Both these men are A-rated brawlers on the arena floor, so out of the ring we go. And on a roll of 7, that is Strangler, who's going to win the brawl on the arena floor and slam the head of Billy Graham into the ring post. Strangler Lewis taking no prisoners here tonight in his quest to gain the Patriot Heavyweight Championship, and now the Strangler's headlock applied again. The submission roll will be 4 or lower. And Graham again able to power his way out, but he's up to 4 points of fatigue now. Lewis is relentless. He goes to the headlock again. The submission roll is 5, and on a roll of 5, he got him. So the tenacity of Edge, Strangler, Lewis pays its dividends as Lewis wins it with the Strangler's headlock on the 5th try. We have a new Patriot Heavyweight Champion. Congratulations to Ed Strangler Lewis for a successful victory here tonight in your main event in Toronto, winning the Patriot Heavyweight Championship with a victory over superstar Billy Graham. So that will wrap things up from the Dave Cave here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. After further review with Steve Tower, Dwayne Mart's YouTube network, Neil Loud, Jay Randis, Jim Lawrence, thank you one and all for tuning in. Did I miss anybody else? Solo promoter Grant Bachoco stopping by as well. So thank you everybody for tuning in here tonight. And of course, the activities on the channel tomorrow morning, for those of you so inclined, probably be closer to tomorrow afternoon when we post the recording of our weekly devotional video, My Journey with Jesus, talking about holiness. First of a 3-part series. Next week, we'll be back on the channel with some Patriot Championship Wrestling action. And we'll look forward to seeing you on the channel next weekend as well. And Salvador America, thank you for tuning in as well. And yeah, back-to-back squashes indeed. Kurt Angle successful in defeating Terry Gordy, and Ed Strangler Lewis defeating superstar Billy Graham. I think that the best match of the night was the tag team matchup between the Road Warriors and Edge and Christian. So once again, from the Dave Cave, thank you all for tuning in. This is Dave Little signing off. That's our stream, and I am out of here.